So now they get a little different here, but that's what makes them exciting. Okay, so you look at your equation and you say, oh, I don't see anything squared and I have a square root in there, and what am I going to do? So we're going to let u equal that square root of x. And so I'm going to write over here to the side, u equals the square root of x. Now if I took that equation and I squared both sides, what I would get is u squared equals x. Now that's good because I need this to be a u squared. And it is, okay? So that's got to work. Whatever you're replacing for u, it also has to work that you can replace the squared part. The u squared has to fit in there, okay? So I get this equation then. So I'm identifying what u is going to equal. U is going to equal the square root of x here. And that works out because u squared then will be able to replace my x. So I get this quadratic equation now, u squared minus 7u plus 12 equals 0. Okay, now it's a quadratic equation. I solved the quadratic equation. So I'm going to factor. And however you factor, that's fine. And if you want to use the quadratic formula, that's fine too. But I'll let you do that over to the side. But this is how it factors. Negative 3 times negative 4 is positive 12, and negative 3 plus negative 4 is negative 7. Okay, so then we solve for u. I get u equals 3, and u equals 4. Now, a lot of times you're going to get two of those equations, unless it happens to be a perfect square trinomial. You're going to get those two separate equations like that, two values for u. Now we replace the u with what we substituted. Now in this case, we had the square root of x. So we have the square root of x equals 3, and over here we have the square root of x equals 4. Okay, how do we solve an equation that has a square root in it? We have to square both sides. So you're going to square this side, and you're going to square this side. So I get x equals 9. And then over here we're going to do the same thing, square both sides. And I get x equals 16. Okay, this is the case where we have to check our answers. Because we squared both sides, so we have to check them. So it's not an option. So we'll check. And then we're checking it in the original equation. We have solved for x, and we're going to check and see if this works. So first we'll put in the 9. So I'm trying 9 here. 9 minus 7 times the square root of 9 plus 12. Does that equal 0? So I get 9 minus 7 times 3 plus 12. Does that equal 0? 9 minus 21 plus 12. Does that equal 0? Well, 9 minus 21 is negative 12 plus 12. Yeah, that one works. Okay, so this one works. What about the 16? So now I'm going to try the 16. So I don't know why I put the little box over there, but I thought maybe it'd help keep straight what I was checking. So 16 minus 7 times the square root of 16 plus 12. Does that equal 0? So 16 minus 7 times 4 plus 12. Well, 16 and 12 is 28. Minus, and then this is 28. Yep, that one works also. Okay, so they both work. Sometimes both work, sometimes neither one works, sometimes one works and one doesn't. You have to check them. But this time they both work. So I get two solutions, 9 and 16.